Hi, I am IT PhD and today we continue our adventures in C language. It's our second lesson. First we made this nice game. So we attack the goblin, we killed it and we get some gold. And actually we have some problems with this game, so let's make it better, because you see you could continue to kick that goblin and get some gold from it. It's like, you know, Mario jumping, hitting with his fist the block and get another coin. So we wanna make our program correct and proper. So first of all, let's finish our goblin. So if it will be dead, then we should exit the cycle. So how to exit the cycle? We have our while cycle, and the way to exit it, it's give some condition under which it will exit, and another it's this special word break. So break word will influence the cycle which it exists, so the closest cycle. So if you have several while cycles, one into another, one included to another, then break will work at the closest to it. So you might need several breaks. So now let's test our program. So you see we made 3 blows and we killed the goblin, and okay, the game ended. So now it works properly. The only thing that we have here, that you run away, goodbye, after we killed the goblin, which is not correct here, because we should run away only if we made the choice to run away. So that's why we will just get if condition in case if user entered at the beginning R. And here another little trick, that it's not necessary to, not obligatory to use curly brackets everywhere like this. If you have only one instruction after if or after while, so you could do not use these curly brackets, and its instruction will be influenced for this choice. So for example, for while it could be like this. And please notice that after if statement there is no semicolon. So print f, has semicolon. It means that instruction ended. This semicolon here, it's not existed. That's why we could do such stuff. Actually, we could do even such stuff. We could use just simple semicolons. So sometimes if you make some exceptions, you could have instructions like this. So yeah, semicolon, it's important things. And now we will have it properly. So let's try. We attack our goblin, and yes, when we killed it, we found 15 gold. So let's now learn new way to organize our cycle. And we will automate our fighting. So instead of attacking manually, pressing AK every time, we will actually make automatical fight. To do so, we will use fourth cycle. So we already know about wild cycle. Fourth cycle, it's actually very easy and nice cycle. It's all cycles. Fourth cycle you could do, or do while. All cycles, it's possible to construct them from while. So while it's kind of foundation. For it's kind of syntax sugar, which makes it much easier and nice to code stuff. So into for, any fourth cycle get inside 3 parameters. First, it's initializing, like first. Then second, it's condition. Let's call init. Second, it's condition, and third, action. In our case, our initial value will be goblin hit points. So here we have in our cycle goblin hit points which equal 3, because we know that they equal 3 here. But who knows? Maybe we will find some goblin who is hurt by someone. So let's get it here. Actually, it's possible to initialize variables inside of the for. So we could delete it from here and make it like this. We could say it like int goblin hit points equal to 3. It will be the same. So you could initialize variables inside of the for loop, but for the sake of simplicity, for now we wouldn't do it. So we will just define it here. We will define without initializing, but initialize it with value only here. Okay. So second condition. So why it's like while. So this thing is like while. So while goblin hit points less more than 0, then we perform certain action. We perform certain action. Actually, you could have this stuff like empty, and then it will just perform what's inside of this loop, like this. But actually, it's fun to put. You could put here some values. For example, you could automatically attack goblins, so we wouldn't need this stuff here. We could just write it, this attack, like goblin -1. We could put it here. So from the inside of this cycle, we could move it here. It will be like this. And shorthand for this writing, it's you could just press twice, minus twice, like two minuses. It means basically the same as this thing. It's special operator which programmers they use very often. Actually, yeah, you have this stuff. It's the same as this. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And it's very often when coders they put this value into the for loop, because now it's much shorter and you can understand what's happening. So for this cycle, it's like while, the same thing as a while, but it has like 3 parameters. So when this cycle starts, it has initialized this variable. Then it's check if this variable more than 0, then write this stuff here. Then perform this stuff. And after you perform this stuff, make this action. What does it mean? It means that actually, first time when we will get to this loop, we will kick the goblin and it will have kinda 3 hit points, because we wouldn't remove hit point from him. So let's run this. It will be a good example of the for loop. So yeah, we attack the goblin, and you see we kick goblin. It has 3 hit points, but when we kicked him, it should be already 2. Yeah, because let's change it a bit. Let's change it back. Let's make it this place empty, and let's put it here. So now it will be different. Now it's start with 2. Why? Because again, this action, it's executed only after main cycle went down. So first it checks. It's first we initialize some values. By the way, it's not really necessary. You could make for loop like this. So we could initialize it here. Yeah. So you could, but you need this operator. It's very important. Yeah, and you could make, actually you could make for loop look very the same as it while. Like it's the same as a value as a while right now. This stuff which we have right now. So these conditions, they are not necessary to put it here. but it's quite handy to have it. So the thing is, what's the most important, because a lot of newcomers, they miss this point, that action it's performed after for loop ended. So after we will print this stuff for the first time, then it will perform the action, and then it will go to check again, is it more than 0? So let's take a look again, so we will understand. Yeah, you see, we're entering the loop. Our goblin has full health, even though we kick it. This stuff doesn't work at the first stroke. So then condition, when it's printed, then it check condition. This thing, it works only once when you enter the loop. So our first initialization of the loop, it's only look at this thing only once when it just started, and after that only these two stuff works. So we look, is goblin hit points more than 0? Yes. It's 2 because we already applied this, and then we print this line. So it's kind of basics about for loop. So now, how to make our fight more realistic? We make it, we add here if condition. So if goblin hit points equal 3, so if goblin hit points equal 3, then let it print, let it yeah, let's say it's like do not do not print, will be just easier, kick goblin. So let's so if it's not equal 3, if goblin is not at full health, then we give this fighting stuff. So let's try it. Yeah, you see, now we met a goblin, we performed kick, we perform another kick, and then we finished goblin. So let's, by the way, say that we finished. You defeat goblin and found certain amount of gold. Yeah. And also, by the way, here we want to finish him, because we kicked the goblin when it has 1 hit point, and we do not make our finishing move, you see, right now. So how we could fix it? Very easily. We want, right now we break our cycle only when goblin hit points more than 0. So if it's become 0, then we do not enter this cycle again. So we could use equal, more or equal sign. It looks like this. So more or equal sign. And with this more or equal, if we will start our game again, we will see that now it works. So now we could move this stuff inside of the loop and make it proper. So it will be like if goblin has less than 1 hit point, or let's say it like E0. If goblin hit points equal to 0, then we write that we killed it and get some gold. And also we do not want to say that goblin has like 0 hit points. So you also may want to change it. But yeah, you could do it by yourself. It's like homework. Yeah, to print it properly. So you do not need to print it has 0. You just kick the goblin and finish it. So yeah, try to do it by yourself. It's not hard. So now we could fight with not one goblin, now with several goblins, you see. And let's make it more beautiful. We will add next prompt here /n, so it will go to the next line. And now if we will fight with a goblin, we could kind of continue to play, because we have cycle inside of other cycle. So inside of our while cycle, we have a cycle where we fight with goblins, and we could continue fighting even though we finished our battle with first goblin. So we could continue getting more and more gold. But the thing is that, okay, we found 15 gold here, 15 gold here. How much gold do we have? So we could create a variable which will actually we could use this variable which we already have, and we could like collect this gold for our needs. So we will call it like goblin gold, and we will have our gold, player gold. And player gold will be equal to 0, yeah, because at first we do not have any gold. And here, after we defeated the goblin, we print that we found some gold, and we then could say that total you have %d gold total. And so we to put here yet another line. By the way, how if you have very long prompts, what to do in this case, so it will be easier. Under Windows you could use just put slash like this, and it will do. But better to learn it in a proper way, cross-platform way. It's just close quotes and open them again. So it's like you do it. Yeah, and better to make it like this, so it will be easier to understand what's happening. So we need to insert here our player's gold, and we will make it like this. We will take player gold. So we will insert here player gold like this, and for the simplicity for now of explanation, we will just assign player gold. We will make it we will take goblin gold and add it to player gold, something like this. So if we will start the game, yeah, we need to rename it to goblin gold here. So if we start our game, now you see we have 50 gold, 30 gold, 45 gold, and etc. Here we have some nice tricks to do. So let me show it to you. By the way, let's add here, go to the next prompt. There is very cool in C there are lots of different operators, and very cool operator it's looks like this. So this stuff which you look here, it could look, it will be the same as if we will do something like this. What does it mean? It means that this plus equal sign, it means that we take this value and add to this a value, we add something which stands to the right. So if we will like make like this, we will take current player gold variable and put here also additional 1 to 3 gold. So we could replace this line with this, which will look very nice. So let's test it. Yeah, it works. You see, we have 30 gold in total. We have 45 gold in total. We could be very rich, and then we'll just run to sleep, for example, to buy something in the shop. Another thing that actually you could not write it like this. When you're just a new programmer, you do this stuff a lot, but like experienced people, they write it right in the printf. You could put all operations here as it's printed format, print formatted string. You could just take this stuff and put it here. It will be the same. So your code become a bit shorter. So, okay, I made a typo. Yes, like this. So now you see we have, now it works. It works. But yes, for the beginning, I actually use something like this, so it will be for you easier to read the code. So for now, I think we made some nice progress. We made a game, a real cycle, endless cycle, where we could fight with a lot of goblins and get a lot of gold, and we could run away. And in my next videos, I hope to enhance this and teach you some other stuff. There are a lot of interesting stuff here, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll make more videos and write your comments. Bye bye.